Moonlit Motel. The Moonlit Motel had always been a place of secrets and shadows. Its neon sign flickered in the night, casting eerie, wavering light on the cracked pavement below. Nestled in a remote corner of the desert, it had seen countless travelers pass through its doors, most of them unaware of the sinister history that lurked within. Room 46 was known to the staff as the Cursed Room. Over the years, it had garnered a chilling reputation among those who worked at the motel. No one ever stayed there willingly, and the management had long since stopped renting it out. It was a place where strange things happened, things that defied explanation. One fateful night, Sarah, a weary traveler on a cross-country journey, arrived at the Moonlit Motel. She had been driving for hours, her eyes heavy with fatigue, and she just needed a place to rest. The motel was her only option for miles, and room 46 was the only one available. Sarah hesitated at the front desk, sensing the unease of the clerk as she handed over her money. "Room 46, he said, his voice trembling. "Just be careful." As she entered the room, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The air was heavy with a sense of foreboding. The room itself seemed ordinary enough, a bed, a small desk, a mirror on the wall. But as she looked at her reflection, her own face seemed distorted, as though it belonged to someone else. That night, Sarah was plagued by nightmares. She dreamt of a room filled with shadows, of whispered voices that echoed in her mind. She awoke in a cold sweat, convinced that she had heard a soft, mournful wail coming from the walls themselves. As the days passed, Sarah's mental state began to deteriorate. She couldn't escape room 46. It was as though the walls were closing in on her, suffocating her with their malevolent presence. She heard voices in the static of the television, saw flickering apparitions in the mirror, and felt icy fingers brushing against her skin. Desperate and terrified, Sarah began to research the motel's history. She discovered that room 46 had once been the site of a gruesome murder-suicide, a tragedy that had left a stain on the very fabric of the building. The room had become a vessel for the tormented souls of the past, and now it hungered for the living. Sarah realized that the only way to escape room 46 was to confront the darkness within it. Armed with a makeshift Ouija board, she attempted to communicate with the restless spirits. As she reached out to the other side, the room seemed to come alive, its walls pulsating with an otherworldly energy. The spirits spoke through her, their voices a chorus of agony and despair. They begged for release, for a chance to move on to the afterlife. Sarah, overwhelmed by their suffering, agreed to help them. She performed a ritual to cleanse the room, to break the curse that had bound them for so long. As the final incantation left her lips, the room trembled, and a blinding light filled the space. When it cleared, room 46 was empty, the malevolent presence finally vanished. Sarah left the Moonlit Motel forever changed by her encounter with the haunted room. She had faced the darkness within herself and the room, and in doing so, had set free the tormented souls trapped within its walls. The Moonlit Motel remained a place of secrets and shadows, but room 46 was haunted no more.